It's the best of the week in foul territory, which is always a vibe. And Rowdy Tellez was back. I missed him, Kratzy. I mean, he is a candidate for MVP of this show.
He's an early season candidate, but as early season candidates go, you got to stay hot. So he's got to keep bringing it, especially when he talks about putting the Cheez-It celebration on his head, on his big noggin. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and he's got some names for Mike Trout and Bruce Harper. All of a sudden, Mark Trout and Bruce Harper. He's hysterical. Something you're going to want to see for sure.
Yeah, check it out. Rowdy's in there. Ozzie Guillen went nuts too. So make sure you check out what Ozzie said about the Chicago White Sox and everything else that's running.
He said, no, I want to get a couple games in before Cinco de Mayo. He had this circled in his calendar, and I don't get it. Like, this guy's got something different coursing through his veins to be able to come back this quickly. But you hear of some people that can heal quick. My biggest thing would be make sure you're ready. No rehab. He's going to rehab against the Dodgers. Like, and he's going up against Urias too, who's not an easy customer for righties or lefties. But for Harper coming back, it will definitely put a jolt in their lineup.
Who should be really surprised by the Yankees having a lot of injuries? They have a number of older players, some of whom have sort of lengthy injury histories. So this is not a shock that they're in this position. The question is, how do they get out of it? And that's a troubling question for them, in my opinion, because their farm system is not quite what it has been in recent years when they traded off a ton of guys to get players who would help them contend, or at least in theory, help them contend. So now they're a little bit thinner, and they have multiple holes.
Tony's the best player on that team, probably, or Mike, who we call Mark Trout, because I just don't want him to know he's the best player in the game, so I do call him by a wrong name.
At first?
Sometimes. I call Bryce Harper Bruce Harper, just to let him know.
You knew that,
brought
Scott.
that up. Yeah, I did.
that,
I did. What do they say when you say that to them?
Usually they ask me if this is my first year playing.
I know Max's routine. I know Max's what he does every single day, and I know without a shadow of a doubt that he was not cheating at all. And to me, the craziest part is why would he cheat all of a sudden right now? It doesn't even make sense. We all know guys that still do some stuff that is probably crossing the line, but Max is sure as heck not one of them. So to call out a Hall of Famer, like I said, in a division where the division's probably going to come down to one or two games, it was not a good look. It's not good for the game. It's not good for anyone involved.
The one thing that I want to make sure we don't do and we do less of as a sport is be reactive. Do not be reactive about everything. Don't wait until there's a problem. Imagine if Bryce is like, oh, I didn't get it on in time to elbow guard, and then he has a problem and he goes down, all hell will break loose. Remember he slipped on the bag? And then the topic of slippery bags comes up, and I'm like, it's always like that.
It's always when a star gets hurt.
Yeah,
Buster
but my thing is we already know it.
Buster Posey gets hurt, like, oh, no more running over the catcher. We might get somebody hurt. Or remember in the playoffs?
AJ, you've been ran over a few times.
Yeah, I got up from every one. They got booed. They got booed in St. Louis. That doesn't happen. You don't get booed in St. Louis.
Heavily booed. Did you
like
hear
booed off the field booed. Like when I used to get booed, that kind of booing, not like just a random boo, you stink boo. I mean, it was bad. I've never heard that. I've never, ever heard that in St. Louis. They cheer you for everything in St. Louis. So the fans are fed up. The front office is giving answers. Ollie Marmol's giving weird quotes about this and that, about we don't know what's going on. And Mozeliak's taking some heat, the president of baseball ops. So there's a lot to dig into in St. Louis, and we kind of talked about it earlier, but man, you do not hear the fans boo in St. Louis like they did last night.
Phil Cuzzy for sure. I think he's popped all three guys that have been popped. So you're certainly aware when he's around. And I guess what we say about the most is like, man, if you're going after Max Scherzer, you better know what you're doing because he's not going to let that fall to the wayside. I was the CBA guy for the Blue Jays. He was on the committee, and I watched him go after some owners in some of those calls. So he's going to go after some umpires.
in the end of the day, I know what it made that thing be in my mind because they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they think. It's up to Jerry. But I think, to be honest with you, I think I did more for the White Sox than a lot of people sitting up there with their number retired. Yes, I did. It's a player. It's a manager. It's a White Sox member. And we see. One thing, buddy. Let me tell you one thing. If those guys wait me to die, then all of a sudden they're going to feel sorry for me and they retire my number. The Guillen family never will be at the ballpark.
We know how much money is made in this game. We just know it. And with revenue sharing and all that, I just think it's ridiculous to have a team that's just not trying to win when you know how much money is being brought in. So that was the biggest thing is like, you look at San Diego and you look at obviously like Toronto, the team that I'm on, the Mets. And I understand like San Diego and Mets and all that might be extreme examples of like spending money. I'm not saying you got to go spend up $400 million, but I mean, you got to put a product on the field where it's like, all right, like we're investing in players that are really, really good to try to win a World Series. So I just think if you're not in the game to try to win a World Series, then I don't think you should be an owner. I really don't.
Hey man, money talks. I'm gonna be honest. Yankees are towards the bottom though, because I'd look like a little penis if I had to shave my face and wear a mustache. So it's gonna be a tough look. Pinstripes are slimming, so there's like plus and minuses to it. But I don't know if I can go no facial hair, to be honest.
So my man Zach Eflin has his ring on. It's a rubber ring. Go ahead and inspect all you want. It's hidden, for one. For two, the guy loves his wife, man. This is something that he enjoys, like he thinks about during the game when he's struggling. Maybe he likes to feel his ring, like, all right, I got my family that always has my back. And I'm a big family guy, as you know. And as you know, there's something near and dear to my heart. Adrian, let the guy live, man. We know what happened the day before. You had some problems with Shelton. Then this happens. Come on, man. Don't let your frustrations boil over. As an umpire, you let things go. Let it work on it. Like, what's the problem here? They should do in Mexico to give you some of this tyrus rosin out there. You can glove that on your hands or wherever you want to put it, and it shouldn't matter. So you get a little extra spin in there. Hey, pop fly homers are great too. I just want to point that out too as well. I mean, I don't know why people pitchers. I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you got the power to hit a pop fly homer, I would praise that guy too as well.
Yeah, that should be the caveat. Bring if you're gonna play Mexico, you get spider tag.
There you go.
Bring it back.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Love it.
That would definitely get some extra viewers.
He's hot. He has 0 complete games. That would have been his first, and a confidence builder for the young man. He's been pitching well. I know he's confident right now, but just to put him over the top, like, all right, I could be that Garrett Cole. I could be that dude now. I've had a complete game, and that goes a long way for any pitcher. I got my first complete game, and I think he would have done it, but we don't know. But if I'm Cleveland, I'm excited. I don't care who's coming in. Let's go.
What's the new thing now in baseball, guys? Tell me.
Analytics.
With the analytics. Fuck analytics. Look at me. Look. Yes. You know why? I got an easy example. I have an analytics meeting a couple years ago. I'm going to have another one maybe next week. I'll say, okay, analytics. Put it this way. Jim Thome hitting against Mariano Rivera. And Jim Thome is 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts against Mariano Rivera. And Pablo Zuna is 4 for 4, is on the bench against Mariano with a double. You call timeout and take Jim Thome a bat and give it to Pablo Zuna? Hell no.
Told you, Ozzie, Rowdy, they put on a show, and we do this every single week. We've got Max Muncy coming up next week. Dude's been bashing homers.
Baby, the guy can hit a heater, and he can speak on the mic too, for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's something you're gonna want to see because he's candid. He'll let you know how he feels about the rules, everything that's going on. Check it out, man. Can't wait.
Plus, the Dodgers are playing good ball. Nobody's talking about him. We are every week on Foul Territory. Hey, BetMGM is running an MLB Bet $10, get $100 instantly promo when you use the bonus code SPICYMLB. And you can get this offer in 4 easy steps. Sign up and deposit at least $10 into your newly created account. Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android. Place a pre-game moneyline wager of at least $10 on any MLB team to win at standard odds price. Then you will receive $100 in bonus bets instantly. If you sign up in Massachusetts or Ohio, you will receive $200 in bonus bets. Just remember to use the bonus code SPICYMLB. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.